Oh, man, I'm tired. So, it looks like my Google Hangout was successful. The unfortunate part about that is uh, it doesn't seem to allow comments after the Hangout has ended. That kind of sucks. But Google, get your shit together. Just get it together. Get it together. But anyway, again, for your viewing, she looks like she's about to bite me. There's been so many people upset that there's no boo in the videos lately. Here she is, being sassified as always. She just ate, so she's probably gonna want nothing to do with me for a while. Um, so today's video is entitled "The Eternal Narc." Some of y'all will get that reference, some of you won't. We'll discuss that part later. But the Eternal Narc. So let me start. Ugh. Let me just start from the beginning here because I don't know how else to do it other than chronologically. Recently, the Narcs ex I don't know how to the Narcs new but ex at the same time victim, her most recent victim, has reached out to me. I suppose they were told about me through other victims, which eh, not quite how to feel about it. I mean, I'm totally obliged to help because I know how much I needed that at the time. Um, and obviously, I do these videos for the sole purpose of helping people. I'm fearful of if it was that easy to find retaliation by the narc if word gets out. That's unfortunate, but I have to say that it has to be really really cool to watch videos about the same narc. Like, all of us have watched videos about narcs and it all sounds familiar, but imagine how cool it would be to watch videos about the exact same narc. Um, that must be, wow. That's a level of eye opening that I could have only prayed for. Let's put it that way. So anyway, he's told me some of the story and how he's watched some of the videos and how everything is exactly the same. Surprise, surprise, right? And it got me just kind of thinking. And this is why I wanted to entitle this The Eternal Narc. The Eternal Narc. They never change. There's a lot of people ask, is the new relationship better? Have they changed? Are they really happy now? And everyone universally says no, but no one's ever provided examples. And as you know, I'm rather scientific about things and I want examples to be given. Show me the fucking proof before I believe it. So let's start at you know I want to start with what happens with me, but or what happened with me, but that wouldn't make much sense. So I'll start from where I know her past. When I met this girl, quote unquote, she told me stories, but you have to take those with huge grains of salt because most of them are not true. But when I met this girl, she had stories about two exes, and there was many more than that. Trust me. But two, one primarily that she was living with, and then in her story, all of a sudden disappeared, moved back home, and left her with this rent, and she got evicted. Highly suspicious. Like, this guy randomly disappeared, moved home, states away. Apparently went to like Ohio or something, and like this guy just picked up his life and moved back to Ohio just like that. Highly suspicious, right? I'm thinking that this guy caught on and ran like a fucking bat out of hell, rightfully so. Apparently, with that, she tried to take him to court too for and not paying the rent, and so on and so forth. The ex following that I knew of was, from what I knew, the one before me, but I honestly don't know. This highly abusive asshole guy that used to beat her and stalk her and this, that, and the other. You know, that was a story I was told at the time, and that was a story that made me, these are the stories that made me feel bad for her. Like, oh my God, why have all these guys treated her like shit? Poor girl, right? Nonsense. Um, anyway, I've met this guy several occasions. I met a lot of these guys several occasions. All honestly very, very cool, down to earth, chill, um, normal people. I have to say it. I have to say it. Maybe codependent, but normal fucking guys. Um, and then I came along. So let's put it this way: the first guy ran for the hills. She tried to take him to court for money for not paying rent. That guy must have been super desperate to get the fuck out of it. Don't blame him. The second guy was so abusive, blah blah blah, and she tried to take him to court, or did not, for I want to say stalking of some harassment. I don't know what the legal term for that is, but basically tried to take him to court for, you know, shit as well. And then from my knowledge of all this, I was somewhere up next, and had the relationship with her, and then she tried to take me to court for domestic violence, and obviously this was complete hogwash. I mean, this was complete fabricated bullshit. There was no cause or reason for this other than the fact that she wanted to destroy my life, or fuck with me, or get revenge, or whatever the fuck it may have been. And so now you have, I think there was probably several guys in between me and this guy now. Let's just call him Bob. So now she's accusing Bob of battery, saying that he did all these things to her, and trying to take him, or will take him, to court as well. We see a common trend here. Date somebody, use them, and then, in the discard phase, smear campaign, take them to court, basically try to fuck their life up, just in general, just out of, I suppose, vengeance. I don't really know what out of, but fucking people's life up. Enter their life, use, fuck it up. Enter their life, use, fuck it up. And this is a common trend, just from what I know. And I'm sure this has gone on with many, many, many other men. Um, I'm sorry, I forgot that there was also a guy named, let's call him Rob, who she accused of rape. I think we've discussed that before too, trying to ruin his life as well. Um, it's the narcissistic playbook. Um, and so when people ask, do the narcissists change? Are they capable of change? No. This girl has been running around half of fucking America, doing the same agenda, the same plan, the same playbook to every single guy that she's been with. All of it ending in her trying to fuck somebody's life up. And this is verifiable actual proof that this guy has contacted me and told me about this. This is no longer assumptions about, no, they're not going to change. This is verifiable fucking proof they are not changing. I have past proof and present proof. And, this is years and years of proof here. It's undeniable. And people will say, Nick, maybe these guys were really just assholes, and that's what damaged her in the first place, and she took that out on you. Well, here's the thing, people. Here's the thing, that no, that's not true. Who does the narcissist seek out as a victim? The narcissist seeks out somebody that's, basically down to earth, accepting, and willing to put up with their bullshit. These typically are not the asshole abusive people. There are people that are willing and accepting to a lot of stuff that they should not be, aka the codependents. These are the people that are kind and loving and want to try and want to love and want to make things better. The narcissist does not seek out the fucking abusive asshole, let's be honest. Much in the same way, that she sought me out because I was a good source of supply. It was not because I was an asshole, it was because I actually put up with her shit. But then, of course, the narcissist at the end in the discard phase flips all this and calls the victim, the persecutor, which is obviously nonsense. So, with all that being said, I'm sorry, this is going to be a little bit longer of a video. It made me start to think about the scientific method. When you had science fair projects in middle school or high school or whatever, um, and you had to use a scientific method and make your hypothesis and blah 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 blah. This is it. This is it right here. In order to prove a hypothesis, I guess after you prove it, it becomes a theory, and then there's further testing, whatever. But in order to prove it, the experiment has to be replicated, multiple times. X and Y equals, let's call it Z. X and Y equals Z is every single time. That's one of the things. And then another thing that is, it has to be replicable in different places around the world. So if it works in America but not in India, it's the theory, the hypothesis is gone. It's no longer valid. This girl has run around half the country, and X plus Y has always equaled Z. Her plus poor guy has always equaled some kind of trying to take them to court and ruin their life. It's always equal disaster. Let's just call it disaster. X plus Y, her plus poor guy, always equals disaster every single time. And this has happened before me, with me, and now after me. It is literally the very exact example of like a perfectly working scientific method and hypothesis is in where you are trying to find the proof. It's not like there was a single case of this not working. It's not like the single case of this, this algorithm, this let's just call it algorithm that failed. It's always the same, every single time. So for these people that they ask, I know that the narcissist will put up, all these lovey-dovey pictures and pretend like everything is great in the world, and there's no problems now that you're gone, and they're doing this on purpose. They want to make you feel like shit. This bitch did this to the new guy as well. As soon as problems arose, she was posting pictures of me, and her on social media. I was unaware of this, and you would sit there and go, "Why?" To try to get at him, to try to fuck with him, to try to dig at him, And when I see a third party, it becomes so much more clear. She was intentionally posting these things just to get at him, because unbeknownst to me, I was used as a leveraging tool against him. I had no clue about this. So she was sitting there, leveraging me against him to try to provoke him and manipulate him to do shit as well. Without me even fucking knowing. Um, this is the level of crazy it is. But this is also the level of predictability. This is. Guys, this is no longer guesswork and theory. This is, at this point, in my mind, this has been scientifically proven this is what they do. So there is no longer a doubt of, do they change? are they really happier with somebody else? No. This science has proven that this is not fucking true. And then you ask, why don't we ever change? What's the downfall of the narcissist? This is a little bit side topic, but I want to continue into it. What's the downfall of the narcissist? The downfall of the narcissist is they never admit to having a problem. No matter how much you talk to them, no matter how much you try to put the proof, the reality in front of their face, it they never accept it. They never, ever, ever accept it. It's always somebody else's fault. It's always the last guy that was abusive. You know, how many times is the last guy abusive before you realize, hey, maybe, maybe I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? Um, but that's their downfall. Is their inability to take responsibility and change. It's impossible for them. They just rehash the same fucking play by play, the same fucking theme, the same genre, the same fucking skit over and over and over, you know, and it always ends up with the guy being, well, in this case, the guy, but you women know that what I mean by that. Um, it always ends up with the actual victim being the perpetrator, and he was the one or she was the one that was in the wrong, and they're this giant victim, and everything's been so bad for them, and please help me. And then they rope in the new supply, the circle continues, and then that new supply becomes the fucking victim again, but claimed as a perpetrator. It's over and over and over and over, and it's replicable all around the world, in any state, in any location, no matter what. This is scientifically fucking proven by you know by it kind of it literally it hurts my brain. Um, Scientifically proven by the scientific method, upheld by every university and acclaimed knowledgeable person or academia anywhere in the world. The scientific method is the known method. The scientific method has proved these people never fucking change. You have the examples. What else can I say? It, what else can I say? Um, so to wrap it all up, you get all that. It's pretty cool to be able to help this guy because he doesn't even have to watch videos from the third person point of view. He actually gets to see a guy that was a victim by the exact same narcissist. That's some first shit right there, I think. Um, so tell me what you think, guys, and that's it.